Um, but yeah, so Dolph Ziggler showed up at New Japan.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, so he made
cool.
it Wrestle Kingdom at 18. He's going by a new nickname moniker. I wish I remembered what it was. It's a pretty cool one though. But yeah, what do you think of like Dolph as a worker and your experience with him?
I think Dolph's a great worker and Dolph's a great guy too. You know, like when I met him, he was one of the group that was the Spirit Squad. They were cheerleaders, and that was in WWE in 2001, 2, 3 ish in those years. And if you hadn't seen them, what they would do, they all dressed like cheerleaders, and they would have a trampoline, and they'd run down and bounce off the trampoline and dive through or over the ropes as their entrance. So it was pretty cool, but they would get their asses handed to them a lot. I think they were more just entertaining, and I think Dolph kind of broke out from there. I wrestled the Spirit Squad one time, I remember, and I used their trampoline because I'm RVD, so I thought that was cool. That's like someone else picking up Thor's hammer, like
Right.
the Hulk, because he can. But they gave me, they did something where everyone has a limb and they throw you like way up in the air, I guess like cheerleaders do, you know. But they did that for a finish. But they were entertaining. I think they might possibly have had a little bit of heat backstage for maybe for letting their rise go to their head a little bit. It seems like, I could be wrong, I can't remember anything really specifically, but they were like new guys that were getting a lot of attention, and that usually draws heat with the veterans, especially guys that had to work really long and hard for it, especially with the guys that had to work long and hard for it and still don't get it. You know, they don't like to see young guys get ahead of them like that and them get cocky or whatever. But Dolph, he's always been a good guy. He's always been good energy. You know, like I've always enjoyed his company, hanging out with him, joking around with him, and I think he's a great wrestler. And so when I was in WWE, he was still like an undercard guy, and it was just like I guess before I don't know if it was after I did my returns or what, but when I saw him on TV anyway, and he was like one of the top guys, I was thinking like, wow, he really hung in there and outlasted everybody and worked his way through until, you know, he was like the last man standing. So him and Kofi was around during that time back then. I think he's still around too, but they outlasted everybody by sticking around and you know, since like I said, he was a great worker. So it's not just outlasting anybody, but it's being able to outwork everybody and staying in there for decades, and eventually you might get noticed.
Right. No, and yeah, like around the time you did return, he was like in the world title contention and stuff like that. And might have been the champion too at the time. So he was right in the thick of things. And when he got released by WWE in September, both Cena and The Rock took to social media to kind of wish him well and everything like that. And so
awesome. He's a good guy. I can't imagine too many people wouldn't like him. I don't know.
Have you seen any of his stand-up work or anything like that?
No, I haven't. I would like to.
Yeah, like him and his brothers have been touring around since he got released, and so they've been doing some stuff.
Okay. Is his brother younger or older?
I believe his brother is younger. It's his younger brother.
Does he wrestle too?
Yes, he does. Nick. Well, his name Ryan is his name, and he's actually in AEW, and actually he's in the Iron Claw. He plays Gino Hernandez in the Iron Claw. So.
He did. He wasn't one of the Spirit Squad, was he?
No, he wasn't. I think the one you're talking about that might have got a little bit of heat. I remember back in the day. I think his name was Kenny. Kenny was the one that was.
Oh, okay, yeah. And one of them was dating Tori. You know, like
that might have been him too. Now
that would be some heat right there. But yeah, maybe that was him too.
Yeah, I don't know. But do you remember when Dolph too? He was the caddy for Chavo when Chavo had the Kerwin White golf gimmick.
Didn't know that.
Caddy too for him, so he's been a little bit all. Oh, here's a good question. Now he didn't pay for it, but I got to check.
Like Dolph, by the way, that's been around for like long time. and had, good moments and moments of being abused and stuff like that. Like, I just have to kind of, like, I get a feel like they just have to, like, really love the business. You know what I mean? Like someone like that that sticks through it, through the thick and thin, and still is in a really good mood and seems happy to be out there doing their thing. I think of that in a complimentary way, that they must, they must really, really love the business. So it's good to have guys like that in the industry.
Well, kind of what I wanted to follow up with too with Dolph is like he is somebody that's gotten like pushed and pulled and bounced up and down the card all the time, and sometimes would be the guy that take the pinfall loss and the losing and stuff like that. Him getting out of WWE and then kind of having this reset, showing up in New Japan and stuff like that. Do you think, as a talent, I know when you're in the competitive aspect of it all, do you think that is something that somebody like that can rebound from and kind of like reestablish themselves and kind of move on from that, and then, kind of grow as a bigger star,
Yeah, I totally do. Absolutely. Like, obviously WWE is the big guys on top, the standard setters, the big machine that really makes everyone into superstars worldwide in 150 countries. But besides that, as your image goes a lot further than you do, and especially in a case like this. So if he's wrestling for New Japan, and he's like uses like a top draw, and he's kicking ass over there, having great matches, and people are loving him, then he not only could enjoy himself a lot more there if he wasn't getting that kind of a treatment in WWE, which I don't know. I wasn't following his programs or whatever. But if he felt like he was not used right before and then feels like he is used right, that's such a great feeling for an artist, and everybody should get a chance to feel like that, really. So I've been there like many times. But then after a while of being in that new position, then and capitalizing on that, then yeah, he could come back with more value than he had before when he left. Absolutely.
I think he could very much mirror, in certain ways, the path like Cody took, because Cody left and like went on the free agent or went on the indie market where he would wrestle like names and stuff like that. I remember him wrestling Kurt Angle.
Great example. Yeah.
Yeah. And then coming back, like, look at, he's no longer like dashing Cody Rhodes or Stardust. He's
Right.
Cody Rhodes that people associate with an AEW and stuff like that, his own identity and brand. So it's like Dolph can very much do that. And he's such a smart guy when it comes to that stuff. So.
Yeah, I think so.